Hey guys, so you know I've been rereading Pride and Prejudice, all right? And it's one of the best. One reason is that it gives you two love stories for the price of one. Written in the late 1700s, most of the readers would have probably been well read about romantic novels and stuff, which she kind of makes fun of in the first line. It is a truth universally acknowledged, using both the language of the Enlightenment, universalism, as well as the like, okay, all the romance books talk about this. We all know this is true. Of course, it's funny because she's using universal talk about something that's really kind of a local and family issue. She's kind of doing a little irony there. Anyway, but she makes fun of that a little bit, the romance stories of the time, but she also gives us exactly what we want. She gives us the story of Jane and Bingley, the pretty, diffident, unprepossessing, assume the best out of everyone character, and the kind of airheaded rich guy that doesn't have a clue. Okay, but she also gives us another one that kind of is a view to that with a little bit of circumspection. She gives us Elizabeth and Darcy. Okay, Elizabeth, one of the reasons she might be so closed off to things and so like strong in her convictions is that she has to protect Jane. I mean, we often get Jane does something or Jane has a perspective on something, and Elizabeth is like, no, that's naive. That's not going to end okay. Like she has to kind of protect Jane in a way by being arguably too critical of things, and that's where the prejudice comes in. She develops, once she has a bad perspective of somebody, boy, she doesn't let go of it. So she develops a prejudice, okay, usually about Darcy's pride. But anyway, and then we get Darcy. He's very much more of a Heathcliff Rochester character, all right, although that's a little anachronistic, but yeah, so we get two love stories for the price of one. One that's like, oh, like I wish we could all be like Jane and Bingley, all right? Pretty and not thinking, not that, she thinks a lot about stuff. It's actually very, very, and this is something that Austen shows, it's actually very hard, and it requires a lot of inner strength to assume the best of people, all right? I mean, especially when you have a sister like Liz. So I don't mean to make it sound easier, but it's like, oh, we all kind of wish we could be Bingley and Jane, all right? But a lot of times, sometimes there's other stories that need to be said, and the idea that there's also the idea that reading the romance stories affects how we experience romance, right? So the generation that would have been reading the romance stories like Jane and Bingley's, they would have been like, oh, I know how it works, and a little bit more circumspect about it. There might have been a little bit more like Liz and Darcy, all right? How it's really not, it's not a do this, do that, and you'll land a man kind of thing, or do this and do that and you'll find a good woman. I mean, they're both kind of already prejudiced against that kind of thing. That's why it's not until that's why Darcy at that first dance, I wonder if he knew that Liz was sitting right there, and he's like, that girl is sitting there at a dance with a book. She's different. I'm going to see what she does if I call her not attractive. And boy, that starts things off. Anyway, so it's a breaking of the normal, like, oh, this is how you do it to get to fall in love kind of thing. So that's one of the reasons, I mean a few of them, but one of the main reasons that why I really like Pride and Prejudice is, I mean, you get two love stories for the price of one. There's others in there, of course. There's a lot of discussion about Miss Lucas and Collins, and whether that's really as bad as Lizzie assumes it is. I mean, the whole book is a study in psychology, and which is another one of the reasons why it's the GOAT, is she takes a prosaic, ordinary, mundane circumstance surrounding Longbourn, and shows like, hey, there are Aristotelian virtues here. There is a lot of psychology here, all right? So anyway, just wanted to throw that out there. Hope you guys have a good day.